Today I've got one of those mysterious toilet leaks. Let me show you some close-ups. Water's been dripping off right here, kind of at a slow and steady pace, and there's only a few places where it can leak like that. And if we look under here, you'll see that it can leak through the water connection, which it looks like there's a little bit of water leaking through there, so this cannot be tightened properly. There's also a rubber ring up under here. Let me show you inside. The first step is to obviously remove the old ones, and yeah, they may be really rusted. It may be quite a job, but you remove those, and then you want to clean the seat right around in here, because that's where the rubber O-ring is going to keep the water from dripping down. You can see the floor right underneath there. Keeps the water from running down the toilet bowl onto the floor or whatever. And again, there's two of them, and one of mine had minerals build up around it, so I had to do an extra good job of cleaning it. This is an aftermarket nylon style. You can compare it to the brass one. That's the brass one, that's the original from the company. And I'm going to be using the original product today, like that. But this is also available. The nice thing about this is with the nylon, it's hard to over-tighten it and crack your tank. And that's something I'm going to warn you about several times. If you over-tighten these, you just want to use fingertip tightness when you tighten them down. Use your screwdriver, but just at the fingertips. You over-tighten it, you'll crack your tank or the lower part of your toilet, and you will buy a new toilet. Okay, let's go on. If you notice, this washer isn't really big enough. Again, this is the original equipment product, and I don't know, maybe this toilet is just because it's 30 years old. It's whatever, but I'm going to cheat and use a bigger washer around it to make sure that it does not leak on me. Here you can see the other end of that brass screw, and I'm going to put the washer and nut on there. Again, we're going to tighten it just fingertip tight using a screwdriver, just your fingertips. You over tighten it, you crack your toilet, you buy a new toilet. So this is what I mean by fingertip tightness. You see I've got my fingertips on the end of there. You hold the other end and then you turn like this until it's just snug. And if it drips, you tighten a little bit more, but don't go crazy with this. You will crack that tank, or you will crack the lower part of the toilet. So, okay, fingertip tightness only. They're sitting there. The tank will wobble a little bit because it's rubber, and if you got them overly tight, the tank won't wobble, so that's one of the signs you got them overly tight. But yeah, the tank will move because the rubber will give a little bit. If you have trouble with the tank whacking the wall, what I do is I take these old sponges, they're pot scrubber sponges, and I put them between the wall and the tank, and that minimizes the banging on the wall. Just to be thorough, I took the filler valve out of here and took the nut off. It's just right down here. Yeah, the rubber ring is fine. There's a cone-shaped rubber ring right here. And I pulled it down a little bit so you can see it, but normally it's pressed up against here. And like that. And that thing goes, on the bottom of the toilet, and then your fill pipe goes on here. But yeah, this is looking fine. So again, just checking it. Since I got the thing apart, I might as well do it. Let's do a final check. We have both screws in place and they're fingertip tight. We have the flapper valve in place, and notice that chain is a little bit loose. If it's too tight, the flapper won't close and you'll end up with a leak. The fill valve is reset, and you want to make sure that your ball valve clears this thing and doesn't hang up on it. This one can move over a little bit and hang up on it, so make sure that doesn't happen. You want it away from the toilet sides, the tank sides, so that it will come and go without touching anything. And that's it, we're ready to fill. One last comment, when you tighten this down, make sure this gap in here is equal, roughly all the way across. In the center it's not going to be, but on each side, make sure each side is roughly the same thickness. And that's pretty much it. Okay, well I hope you found this interesting and useful in your home DIY projects.